Welcome everybody. Welcome to this Alpha Pro series on Africa TV. We will be bringing you amazing matches, starting off with Papi Joe representing E-Punks and Alpha X's very own Rodson. Now, for all of you out there that wonder, how good are those players? Well, pretty good. Pretty good. Looking at Papa Joe, okay, maybe not as good Bros 3 MMR as Terran, but we're looking at a Grandmaster contender. Grandmaster. This ain't no joke. You get me? And Rodson, he is in GM right now, and he is currently at 6,279 MMR. So, yeah, get ready for some amazing StarCraft action. Of course, every StarCraft action is amazing, but for this one, I'm pretty confident that it will be even more amazing than your usual StarCraft match. First off, we will have a PvP. Is it going to be a PvP? Looks like it. Looks like it. Alright, race check before we start. And of course, we once again have a Matcherino code. Now, everybody, let me find out what the code is. Let me see. Okay, so you go to Matcherino, like you always do, up there to the left, above the chat. You have the link, and you'll also have the code. And if you are already on Matcherino right now, you're pressing that contribute button, and then that small window pops up and it says insert code. Then you type in caps APS caps out 198, and then we'll be ready to go. Instant go. Amazing. Okay, guys. I know. PvP, I get you. I understand what you're feeling. But PvP can be amazing, and especially with that battery change, we have seen the meta change a little bit. What I'm curious about is where those players decide to wall off, because lately I have seen some rather creative wall offs. But before we start talking about the wall offs, let's get into players' introduction. Spawning in the bottom left, he's the yellow Protoss. He is representing E-Punks. Give it up for Papi Joe. Spawning in the top right, he's the red Protoss. He is the Alpha X representative in this match. He is Rodson. Okay. PvP. Let's see. Map is pretty big, so one base styles are usually a little bit weaker, given that Protoss just proxy everything anyways. The rush distance is not as big of a deal, but you might still want to keep it in mind, right? Okay, so Papi Joe already trying to hide his probe and the pylon. Probe stays there, so I'm guessing there will be something proxied. Might be... You know what? He's either proxying a gateway or the Stargate. Let's see. Meanwhile, Rodson gets into the main base of Puppy Joe. He gets a nice scout off, sees second pylon missing, and it's a Robo. Interesting choice for that proxy position with the Robo. Rodson going for a check on his side of the map, going for that upper side of the map check. Let's see if he's actually just scouting or if he decides to put down a pylon. No, it's a scout looking for some Stargates. No Stargates will be found, but we will have a Twilight Council as the follow-up to the proxy Robo by Puppy Joe. Interested? I am. On the other side, we have the Twilight Council immediately after the Cybernetics core for Rodson. Rodson might just try to go for a nice blink timing, but he has to be careful because, well, Puppy Joe is looking to get a little bit aggressive himself. There is the Dark Shrine. Dark Shrine and the units it enables, being DTs, have been getting kind of popular lately. Like we've seen Zest go for blink DTs in every matchup. We've seen Parting go for DTs in every matchup. SOS always somebody you have to be careful with those DTs. Oh, did he see it? Did he see the Warp Prism? I don't think he did. But there's just so many Stalkers. Puppy Joe will have to back off. But do we have any kind of... Oh no. Rodson has no way of detecting those Dark Templars. Robotics facility only dropped now. Oh, those DTs could potentially just snipe the pylon and delay any kind of vision for Rodson to actually come into play. Rodson, oh, he has it. He knows. Okay, he's swapping in sentries to block the choke, to block the ramp in case the DTs will come in there. He has a second pylon started off, but the robotics, oh my god, he's just straight up killing the robotics. GG is called. Puppy Joe takes the first match. Oh, that was a quick one. That's the amazing thing about PvP, right? Never know what you get. And the most amazing thing about Protoss are Dark Templar, because they might just bring you the build order win. Just like they did in that match we just saw. Well, that has to be a tilting loss. That has to hurt. I don't care who you are, that hurts. Like, you were almost there. You were almost at that point where you could try to get something out of this, where you could try to use your blink. He had 4 gateways. He was on the best way of just getting aggression in, and then Puppy Joe came in with those 3 Dark Templars, and he was just able to get on top of that Robo before he was able to pump out that Observer, before Rodson was able to get any kind of vision. He was trying to get a shield battery to heal against the damage of the Dark Templars on that Robo, but it was just tiny bit too late. Rodson lost the first map, didn't get any detection in time, but we are loading into the second map, which will be on Eternal Empire. Okay, let's get into this match. It's a best of 5, And Rodson is currently down 1-0. And talking of him, he is spawning in the bottom left. He's the blue Protoss player. He is Rodson. And spawning in the top right, going for some cheeky play. Give it up for E-Punks. Puppy Joe. Oh my god. What is this? What are you doing? Is this just 4 gates? 4 gates and then zealots? What are you building here? Is it really just 4 gates? Okay, 1 gate. 2nd gate. How hard are you going to commit, Puppy Joe? Tell me! What is it? What price did you pay? Do you still have a soul or did you go soulless? Okay, three gateways. No more committal. He can't because he can't afford the 4th. He did go for that pylon block, didn't he? He went for that greedy pylon block. Let's see. Oh my god, he's going for another gateway in the main base. Actually, I'm not even mad. This is amazing. This has to be one of the most amazing matches I've seen in PvP in a long time. Now, Rodson is attacking the pylon. He knows what's up. He knows what's coming. 2 zealots are being chrono boosted and are almost done. We're seeing a 2nd wall off to protect Rodson's main base, but the 1st zealot is about to pop out. Oh my god, those 2 zealots going ham on that pylon. If you want to be any kind of building, you don't want to be a pylon in this match, because those will just die off as soon as possible. There is one adept, but that one adept might not be enough. Stalker joins the fight, and that should indeed be enough to hold this aggression by Puppy Joe. And I don't think Puppy Joe has any kind of economy to come back to. He has nothing after this. With the shield battery, another gateway. I love the Sim City that Rodson built here. I'm not sure if I love the choice to go for Stalkers. I think Adepts might have just been the better choice because they deal that extra damage to the Zealot. Either way, this is pretty much held. He is a little bit supply blocked though. Not gonna lie. Rodson is a little bit supply blocked, but Puppy Joe taps out, GG is called, and we are 1-1. Okay. Okay, now let me see. Okay, should be working. Should be out of game. Okay, Submarine is our next map for this PvP, and so far we have seen amazing matches. Not gonna lie. We think, okay, first, okay, they were funny. They were more like meme quality amazing, because you had that Dark Templar build on the first map for Puppy Joe. He took down Rodson with it. He got in before there was any kind of detection. Straight insta killed Puppy Joe, the Rodson. And the second match, Puppy Joe went for that 3-gate proxy. Tried to run Rodson over with pure Zealot muscle, but didn't quite work out the way Puppy Joe hoped it would. But now we will have Submarine once again, or like once. What am I saying? Once again. But this time around we have a really short rush distance. Let's see how well those players will perform. and what kind of strategy they will be pulling off in this one. Let's introduce them first though. Introducing in the top left corner. On Submarine, he is representing E-Punks. Give it up for Puppy Joe. Spawning in the bottom right. He is a dragon and he's representing Alpha X. Give it up for the red Protoss player. He is Rodson. You know, kind of fitting. Like Dragoon, Protoss, right? Okay, a little bit shaky here with the gateway. I'll see over that. Okay, what I wanted to talk about earlier is PvP meta in the past week. What I've seen is Parting and Zest duke it out in Super Series. With Super Series, it's either Super Series or it might have been Pro Circuit. Either way, you can find them on Trovo, and both of them went for Woloffs here at the Natural, like in those matches that I saw of them, which were on Ice and Chrome, I think, and Eternal Empire. Both of them went for the Woloff at the Natural, not even really committing for that fast Nexus, but only going for that Woloff because the rush distance is just a tiny bit shorter. You get in a tiny bit quicker. Now Puppy Joe has one pylon proxied. Rodson did come in and got the scout off. Oh, and now he's... Will he get there? Oh, I don't think he'll see it. But the probe of Puppy Joe is now arriving in Rodson's base. There was a little delay, so you could still argue, oh, maybe... Oh, okay, he finds a pylon. Okay, he saw the pylon. He knows there's nothing being proxied by Puppy Joe. Puppy Joe's probe is looking for that pylon of Rodson. Or maybe just wants to dodge all other kinds of scouts that Rodson could come up with. Because at this point you could still potentially proxy a Dark Shrine. That's in the realm of possible builds. But Puppy Joe brings home his probe. This is not the probe that got home, is it? No, you are the probe. Are you the probe who got home? One of you guys got home. Probe for Rodson. Oh, are you going to? Oh, you cheeky boy. Oh, I wonder what he is going to use that one for. I suspect it's going to be Adept Warp-ins as soon as Puppy Joe decides to move out. Just to catch him a little bit off balance. Get some damage in. In the meantime, we have both of our players going for quick Nexus, expand, no one base all in. I know you guys out there, you really love when there is one base all in, but not this time around. We have Blink almost finished for Rodson, and the Twilight Council started up for Puppy Joe. Immortals being chrono boosted out, so everything going normal so far. Let's see what Rodson decides to tag in after his Blink is done, because his Robo seems to be a little bit late to me. Like right now, his only tech is two gateways, and two gateways won't really do too much. Is he just going to commit with those stalkers? I guess he could try to, but there are 3 sentries and 2 immortals plus shield battery. I don't think you're doing all too much with those stalkers. Now we have that Robo and a Forge coming in. We're still pretty low on gateways. Walks forward, takes out a sentry, blinks on out. Nice move here for Rodson. Did not lose a single stalker. Maybe Puppy Joe wants to be a little bit more careful with his sentries. Not to position them too wide in the front because they take a lot of damage by those stalkers. And you cannot afford to lose them. Now Rodson gets another stalker. He is slowly but surely getting some value with those stalkers, but I'm not sure if that's going to be enough, because if we look at Puppy Joe's base or army, so far there are 2 immortals, and those immortals they just wreck your stalkers. I mean, if you take out enough stalkers, I guess at one point you'll just have 2 immortals, and if your stalker count is high enough, you can just blink on top and focus them down, or walk in, trigger their hardened shields, walk out again, and then come back as soon as the hardened shield is off. Now Puppy Joe is trying to move out a little bit to get his 3rd base going. That Nexus should be dropped pretty soon. Rodson, on the other hand, is going for that robotics facility, so we will see some disruptor play potentially, which should be pretty nice. Pretty nice indeed. Now Puppy Joe is also going for some more stalkers. He is losing a lot of stalkers here though, because they did blink forward, and oh my god, Rodson was just in a nice position, had all of his stalkers together, and was able to take down 3 stalkers. Let's see how many stalkers have been killed. 8 stalkers have fallen already. Those blink stalkers of Rodson really doing some work, and now they are fighting against 3 immortals and a couple of blink stalkers. I don't think that he can actually take this fight. He's trying to get the sentry, but the Guardian Shield doing a lot of work with that extra armor it gains. Now Rodson is left with a lot of blink stalkers, but Puppy Joe just has so many immortals. Those immortals will just bring so much DPS into this fight. The shield battery is triggered though. The first Disruption Nova does miss, and now the Blink Stalker micro ensues. A lot of Blink Stalkers being warped in here on both sides, and oh my god, there are just so many Stalkers for Rodson, but there are 3 Immortals for Puppy Joe. Probes have been pulled. The Immortals need to be microed though. 1 Immortal dies off. Two Immortals get picked up just in the nick of time. Aggressive blink forward here by Puppy Joe. He's warping in more and more Blink Stalkers and takes the map. It's a 2-1 for Puppy Joe. Whoa. Now, wait a second. There is my name. I'm Black One, by the way. For all of you who didn't know me, now you know me. Okay. So, we have 2-1 lead here for Puppy Joe. I see Vitamin already preparing the next map. It will be Death Aura. All of you guys out there, let's make sure that all of those players get the money they deserve. So head on over to Matcherino. You will find the link. You should find the link above the chat. Okay, there is no link this time around. So you can go on Team Liquid look at the events. You will find this event. You go on the discussion. And then you'll have all the links. And one of them is the Matcherino link. You go on that. You go on that Matcherino link. And then you type it. You press on the contribute button. Type in APS 198 in that field that says code. And then you press yeah. And then you just make money appear for those players, which is obviously amazing. And it also shows us that you really like the content that we put out. And supporting the smaller players, the up and coming players is always a good thing. You know, StarCraft is not only S tier players, Innovation, Zero, Maru, Showtime, you name them. But it's also the lower tier players, because if you can't get enough players to participate in an event, you can't have an event, or the event is just over after 2 hours, you know. So go ahead, support those players, they deserve it, and you deserve the next match. We're loading in. Countdown is going. 1 game starting. We will be seeing Rodson representing Alpha X and Papi Joe representing E-Punks duke it out on Death Aura. So let's get into this map. Spawning as the blue Protoss player in the bottom right on Death Aura. Give it up for Rodson. And spawning in the top left corner, he is currently up 2-1. 2-1. Give it up for Papi Joe. Okay, guys. Okay, Papi Joe. Okay. Why do you have 2 probes on the field? Because you're freaking cannon rushing. Okay, Rodson, he knows. He saw the first probe. He saw where it went. He expects something, and he sees that try hard blocking of the gateway. He starts the forge immediately. He knows. Oh, he just misses the second probe. Probe moves in now. Oh my god. He starts a cannon on the low ground. Does he get in? Oh, 1 pylon. Okay, he has 1 pylon on the high ground. And 1 cannon on the low ground. 2 cannons on the low ground. 1 pylon. The forge for Rodson finishes up. Now from here on out there should not be any further damage, because that cannon will just prevent any kind of aggression as long as it's not in the range of the cannon of, oh my god, of Papi Joe. Now Rodson did manage to kill off that probe of Papi Joe, but Papi Joe cannot get in. He cannot get in. His own pylon is blocking his probe a little bit. Not to a point that it's impossible to get in, but still pretty hard to get in. Now Forge has been killed off, and what's the follow up here? We see a gateway coming up for Papi Joe. He starts the first gas. From here on out we should see this match going in a normal direction, or maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. Who's gonna blame me? Because Rodson has just decided to get a proxy pylon, and I am guessing there will be a proxy robo. Wait a second. The probe did get in? How did it get in? Oh my god. Okay, he can attack the cannon most to the right, but he only has 1 stalker. Oh no! The probe did get in! And Rodson is in a lot of trouble because there is one cannon. There are two cannons now that are in range of the mineral line and the Nexus. They give vision to that gateway on the top of the ramp. The Stalker will get out, but oh my god, this is a really tough position for Rodson to be in. And Puppy Joe, well, I doubted you, but you're just proving me wrong. Right, over and over again. Now 2 additional probes are coming in. One does get in, another one dies off immediately. The cannon will not finish here because the defensive cannon of Rodson is just a little bit too perfect. This Stalker is 1 hit away of dying to that probe. Now there are shield batteries finishing off. They can save that pylon. Save him. Okay, he decides to save the pylon. Starts up another pylon. The Nexus of Rodson is about to go down. We have a Stargate up for Rodson on the other side of the map, but I don't think he has. I guess he has the minerals to start up one single Void Ray, and that's all he can afford. Is one single Void Ray. But in the main of Puppy Joe, we already have 1 Stalker. We have a shield battery. I think there is going to be a bunch of additional Stalkers being built soon. Maybe not. Oh my god. Overcharge that battery. My boy, overcharge that battery. Overcharge that battery. He loses the Stalker and now, oh my god, oh my god, is this still winnable for Rodson? He might just take out the pylon, and then from there on out there's no production left for Puppy Joe. The Stalkers get into the main base. The probes are pulled, have been pulled, and Puppy Joe wins the match with a really close decider, and he takes the whole series. Well, 0 MMR Terran, huh? Huh? 0 MMR Terran? I don't think so. Looks like you are Masters 1 to me. Let's see though how the next match will go. The next series will be Vindicta versus B. For all of you who don't know, Vindicta representing Alpha X and B representing 3D Clan, a Russian clan with a lot of very promising players, to be honest. I always really like to watch B because B has just amazing micro, to be honest. And this time around, let's see. Let's see how he fares against Vindicta. I will have to ask on which server we are going to play this, because might get like Vindicta. Isn't he NA player? I think he's an NA player, right? Right, guys? Right? Am I right? I'm right? Certainly right. So this will be interesting. Depending on the player, on the server we will be looking at, we might just see wins for either side. Let's see. Matchup though, TVZ, Vindicta playing as Terran, B obviously playing as a Zerg. Then I think TVZ is in a pretty good spot. I don't know how the Baneling nerf will affect the matchup from now on. Maybe we'll see a little bit more ghost play Vindicta already somebody who likes his ghosty boys? His spooky boys? Whoo, whoo. So with that damage nerf against non-light units on the Baneling, we might just see a little bit more ghost, a little bit earlier in higher quantity. Other than that, I think Ling Bane Muta is a great composition these days. Massing those mutas, not really massing. You still have a lot of Banelings to support them, but a big number of Mutalisks is certainly capable of taking out a lot. And if I mean a lot, then I'm talking about a base and the complete production line if the Terran doesn't respond correctly. Now, on the other hand, the Widowmine is pretty potent against Banelings. We have seen some Terran players go for Liberator in addition to, or instead of Thor, to fight against those Mutalisks. Liberators, obviously, with that splash damage, bringing a lot of DPS. And I think we'll be going over to the NA server. Is that right? Okay. Will be the NA server. Let's get in here. Spider-Man immediately with that invite. Now we are playing on the Eastern US server, US East, which should be quite good for Vindicta either way, right? Like, I think you have pretty high ping from Russia to the United States, no matter where in the United States. Now, on the contrary, you have a pretty horrible ping from the United States to Europe, which would have been the alternative. Otherwise, you play on, I don't know, Korea, and both of them have like 300 ping. But enough of the rambling. Let's get into this match. It's a best of 5 between a Terran and a Zerg, and introducing first the Zerg, spawning on Everdream. The top right, it is 3D Clans B. You just have to replace the Force styling with B in your mind. Now in the bottom left, we have the red Terran player. He is representing Alpha X. Give it up for Vindicta. Ooh. Ooh. This Overload Scout is actually pretty funny. Like, what it's looking for is proxies, obviously, but the location it's looking for proxies is actually pretty funny. I only saw one Terran player ever go for Forex proxy over here, and that was TY, and then he floated all of his buildings into the main of Solar, built Marines, and just killed Solar straight up. Now, such a strategy would not work against the good old B, because he would just have 2 or 3 drones patrolling this area over here, which would just deny any kind of aggression. Now we have a Reaper fast expand out of Vindicta. Let's see how he decides to play it out on Everdream. Everdream is a map where you can play Bio and Mech, even though I think usually Terrans like to favor Bio play on this map, just because tank pushes can be pretty lethal on Everdream. The other side, I guess you have a lot of tanks with mech as well. Now we see a hatch block, like we see Vindicta going for something that looked like it should have been a hatch block, but B already scouting that the SCV was on its way there, took the other third base, which, well, you can take it, but over here you have a great tank spot, and if you get your marines in this area, they are just so potent and so dangerous for B. On the other hand, having the hatch over here gives you a lot more possibilities to spread your creep downwards this path towards the Terran base. Now Vindicta did go for a 3cc build. No gas taken yet, neither in the main nor the natural. I did talk with Bunny, and what Bunny told me is you don't want to like Terrans usually don't take the gas in the main base because you have perfect saturation in the main usually. Like Vindicta is off by 1 SCV, but usually you have perfect saturation, and if you take the refinery at the natural, it just works out perfectly with the timing and the amount of SCVs at the natural. Now you also kind of confuse your opponent because he does not know what's coming at him. This could have been mech or straight up battle cruisers from what B knew before his overlord walked into the main base of Vindicta. Now Vindicta is going for the Liberator instead of the Banshee. If you don't think you can actually abuse the map and how the queens have to move around with your Banshees, I think going for the Liberator is quite a nice choice. You can also clear out some overlords. You're not as strong in defending against roach pressure, but you're still decently safe. I've seen Bunny defend roach all-ins, roach Ravager all-ins with that said Liberator. Said Liberator is attacking at that third base. Nice siege position there. The Hellions do get a lot of circling kills. 3 drones did go down as well. Additional drones might just follow. And if not the drones, then it's going to be a lot of lava kills here for the Liberator. The Liberator actually doing amazing work, and the Hellions did come in once again. I don't think they needed to, but Vindicta did it anyways. He got 16 drones during all of this. He's taking the forward expansion, which is a little bit more open, but as long as the Zerg player doesn't punish you for it, it's actually fine. But B is super aggressive with his Zerglings. He did run across the map trying to get some damage in, but no damage really taken. Only 1 SCV kill right there, which is not really the damage B was looking for. He did get a stim. He did confirm that the follow-up will be bio indeed. He is getting into super early infester. B, what are you doing, my man? Super early hive as well. Oh, now this gets really juicy. What is your goal with those infestors and that super early hive? I'm guessing it will be for super fast Ultralisks. But let's see. Now Vindicta is trying to clear off some creep. He's scanning and taking out tumor here and there. picks up before the Banelings or the Zerglings can get on top of his army. Second wave of Vindicta already on its way to that third base of B, and now he sees the Infestor. With the Infested Terran still in the game, he could have actually tried to kill those Medivacs. Now he tries to get on top of this tank, but the Bio Army is just dealing too much damage. Vindicta is pushing in, and this might just kill B, because I'm not sure if he has enough Zerglings or Banelings to combat all of this. The drop in the main with that reinforcing army as well. The Banelings come in, get 1 or 2 Marines. The rest picks up, flies into the dead space. And how many infestors do we have? We only have 1 infestor left. So Vindicta really doing a good job in just being everywhere, being super annoying for B. And B, he is looking rather shaken right now. Nice connection there with the Banelings, but the drop at the natural will force the Banelings away once again. Drop in the natural, and there is that Ultralisk cavern I was talking about earlier. Interesting decision here by B. I think this could have been amazing if he had had more drones and more infestors. I guess at this point Vindicta still only has Marines, so with that chitinous plating finishing up for the Ultralisks, they might just still get really dangerous for those Marines, but the first couple of Marauders have already joined the field. Another drop at the 4th base. The drop in the main barely cleaned off. First Ultralisk is on the field, but Ultralisk can't shoot up, so those Medivacs will just be harassing B with no stop, like non-stop harassment. Picks up once again, drop in the main base, taking out some drones. And how many drones have been killed off this far? 48 probe kills in this game. Oh my lord. And he's not stopping. He's just putting on pressure after pressure. And behind all of this, he's macroing up. His minerals super low. Meaning amazing macro here by Vindicta. He's just pulling B apart on his home turf. And oh my god, this army is just gigantic. If we look at the supply, we are looking at a 75 supply difference. We still have drops going on everywhere. Oh my god, even a Liberator joining in to do some damage in the main base. At the natural, we had that super annoying drop, which by now has been cleared off. But the tanks and the Marauders get engaged by the Ultralisk. But is it really an engagement if the units die before they reach you? That was pretty impressive. I'm not gonna lie, that was impressive by Vindicta. He just put on the pressure everywhere. He had units all over the map. He kept B on B side of the map, kept dropping, kept denying drones, kept forcing new drones, and well, B, he lost one of the infestors really early on and was never really able to defend against those Medivacs. Maybe because of a low queen count or the missing spire. I think that style could work if B finds a way to keep Vindicta on Vindicta's side of the map. Let's see if he can do so indeed. We are getting into Eternal Empire and spawning in the top right. He's the blue Zerg player. Give it up for 3D Clans B. Spawning in the bottom left. He is up 1-0. He just showed us an amazing match on Everdream. Can he make it happen once again on Eternal Empire? Give it up for Alpha Axis Vindicta. Okay. So B, 16 hatch, nothing out of the ordinary. Nothing out of the ordinary here for Vindicta neither. I think Vindicta is pretty confident in how that last match went. So he might just try to go bio once again. Now on Eternal Empire he has to be really careful not to get caught in the middle of the map or before sieging the 4th base of B. Because if that should be the case, B will be on top of Vindicta's mineral line so fast. Vindicta going for scout, right? You're just trying to scout. Okay. He's scouting for the natural. If you see the hatchery timing, you know, was it a pull first? Was it not? From there on out, you can decide if you want to block that 3rd base. On Eternal Empire, the block on the 3rd base is something that is pretty strong and pretty annoying for the Zerg player. Now, there are players who just take the super early hatchery, and B might just go for it, taking a really early hatchery here. And Vindicta just a tiny bit too late with his SCV. It's still circling around the hatch, but it won't get a block off. Now the Reaper is approaching the natural of B. A little bit of micro here. Getting those circlings would be pretty nice. He got one already. Second one will not fall. Reaper should be careful not to fall to the Queen, because now the Queen is on the board and the Queen just slaps Reapers. It just goes and slaps those Reapers with those long arms. Show me your arms, Queen. Not the tiny ones, but the ones on the back, the big arms or legs or wings, whatever you want to call them. Now B gets his creep spread going in the direction of the 3rd base. He might just try to creep downwards as well, because he did get 2 tumors immediately. Did get the... Oh, he's getting the overload speed upgrade as well. Love that decision. You just get that scout off a tiny bit earlier, and your overloads just gain a little bit more value. You can reposition them a ton. Like, you can reposition them so much easier to get into drop paths or wherever you need them for the rest of the game. Now, as of right now, he is going into the main base to scout, and he sees the same thing he has seen before. But wait a second, there is no... Okay, that 3rd command center is a little bit delayed. It's a trade-off for that a little bit earlier, for that Liberator to hit a little bit earlier, to get that stim in a little bit earlier. Now, let's see what that Liberator will do. Usually you see the Terran player go for the Liberator in the main or at the 3rd base, and then try to get into the natural with those Hellions to get some more damage in. Now we have the Liberator at the third base. It's sieging up. No worker kills so far, but it does give the Hellions and the Reaper a position to get in. Nice position here for the Reaper and the Hellions. So many Zerglings getting killed off, and those Hellions should be able to get away. Getting 2 drone kills, 3. Oh, will he get another bunch of... Oh my god, 1 more? Okay, 7 drone kills is... I'll take it. You lose a lot of map presence, but he still has Liberators on the map. He has 1 in the natural and 1 at the third base. The 1 at the third base gets 2 kills. 1 in the natural has to back off because the queens were ready to intercept it. Does get a queen as well. Might just get a second queen. Oh my god, B, you don't want to be losing those queens for free. Might just want to build one of those spore crawlers and walk them there. Fourth base 4B finishes up behind all of this. We see Vindicta going for +1/+1 attack upgrades. Combat shield should be finishing up quite nicely in sync with those upgrades, and then we might just see a big move out by Vindicta, or he could also just try and move across the map with what he has right now. Drop it in the natural at the third base, at the fourth base, deny some creep here over at the fourth base. Okay, he's not going for the drop, but still for that move out to deny some creep, to push the Zergs a vision line with that creep back a little bit. Oh, Liberators being sieged once again in the main and the third base. Getting so many worker kills, and the push at the fourth base taking out even more of them. Now the Widowmine did trigger, and those Banelings get beautiful connects right there. But was it all worth it, losing 21 drones to Liberators and a bunch of Marines? I don't think so. And those Marines are not done yet. The Widowmine unburrows and burrows again to get that little bit more juicy shot off. That Spore Crawler might just die, and additional reinforcements are coming in for Vindicta, and I think we are seeing the last breath of B in this match, on this map. So it is. GG is called, and Vindicta takes a 2-0 lead over B. This best of 5. Now guys, do me a favor, head on over to Matcherino. Get those players there, deserve money. All of the money we make on Matcherino goes towards those players and the prize pool. You can get the replay pack for only $3, or you can just go there, press on contribute, copy paste that nice and easy code in there, and then create 50 cents out of thin air, which is obviously amazing and still boggles my mind how we can just make money appear. But this is going to support the players, shows us that you really like the content that we put out, and it gives smaller players a future in this esport industry. So go on over, head on over to Matcherino. The code is APS198, and we are going into this third map of this best of 5. We have Vindicta leading against his opponent over here, spawning in the top right. He's a blue Zerg player. Give it up for 3D Clans B. Spawning in the bottom left. He is a Red Terran player. He is up 2-0. I just mentioned his name. Can you remember? He is Alpha Axis Vindicta. Oh, apparently this is something that B really does a lot. Like, I think you could just abuse this scouting pattern. He did it on Everdream already. He's doing it again. If I was preparing for, let's say, a tournament match against B, I would look at that scouting pattern, and the first match would get a 2 racks or 3 racks over here. Maybe I would go for 2 racks over here and the third racks over here, just to play with his expectations, because then he pulls drones or decides to hold like with less units than he actually needs, and then you just get that easy first map win. You get into their head and you didn't even show them how you want to play this matchup. Now Vindicta already showed us that he really likes Bio and he really likes to be aggressive in this matchup. Now let's see if he decides to do so as well on Ice and Chrome, because Ice and Chrome has been a little bit more mech favored. B once again going for the triangle expand. Interesting. I don't think you usually want to expand in this pattern. Usually you want to expand in a line. Now on Ice and Chrome, if you expand in a line, you might just expand towards the Terran, because the Terran usually expands in that triangular shape. For Zerg, the thing is, if there is a drop over here and you try to move in to kill this drop off, the drop might just pick up and go into the main base, which can be super hard to deal with, just like we saw in Everdream, where the drop was just going everywhere all the time and B never really got his hands on it. Now might just be a drop, but not the kind of drop that Vindicta showed us so far, because I think this is a Blue Flame Hellion build. Am I right, Vindicta? Or why are you hiding that factory over here? Come on! So far everything looks pretty standard for B. He sees 2 Hellions, 1 Reaper moving out. He sees, oh, there is a 3rd command center that finished up, or at least he would see it if he went for it. And let's see if Vindicta needs an additional gas. No, actually he doesn't need it. I think usually, yeah, B gets in. But what does he see? Like, everything looks pretty normal so far. Only thing a little bit out of the ordinary, there is nothing producing in that starport. And before, their tech lab was usually already finished. Vindicta is trying to deny some creep. Gets a tumor over here, gets a tumor over there. Forces a little bit of attention of B to be spent somewhere else as his macro. Now B is going for a really quick carapace upgrade. Interesting choice. I wonder if he suspects this kind of play. Armory being dropped as well. Now you don't need the armory, not necessarily, but getting those Hellbats in just gives your Hellions a little bit more beef to them, and makes engagements for Zerglings a lot harder, especially if you get into those nice areas behind those mineral lines or in between the base and the mineral line. That can really hurt. Now Vindicta just joined up with all of his Hellions. Blue Flame is done. The Hellbats are morphing in, and it's about to get hot in here. B is wisely pulling his workers away. The Zerglings are trying to come in. The Queens are trying to kite their best, do their best kiting. Now those Hellions, one-shot drones, two-shot drones. They two-shot drones. Banelings are on their way. The splits are decent so far. 6 drones have been killed off. Make it 8 drones. The Queens are still alive. My god, Vindicta, can you kill off more drones? Can you save that Medivac as well? Medivac does survive at least a little bit. Dies off now. The Queens are kiting their way to a win. Or are they? Oh my god, that Queen. That Queen. You just had like 10 Guardian Angels that all protected you from whatever the Terran was trying to do with you. Those Hellbats came in and had a plan, but it just didn't quite work out. Now Vindicta is going for bioplay behind all of this. He did get some damage in, but he also invested a lot of money into the tech. He did get the armory super early. He did get the second factory and blue flame really early. He also delayed his marines a bunch with that continued Hellion production. Now let's see how much damage this push can do. B should be pretty fine. He has a bow. Oh my god, those are so many Queens. B, I know where that name comes from. I know where you got your name from. You're just like a hive queen, a literal hive queen of a beehive. Nice Widowmine connection here, taking out a lot of Zerglings, but the pressure of Vindicta is coming in. There is a Widowmine burrowing. The Marines are stimming forwards, but now the Baneling speed is done. Banelings did come crashing in, but not that many Banelings left actually. Not that many Zerglings neither. Only Queens to fight the Marines. 1, 2 Banelings trying to come in. So many Queens though. And an Infestor. B, are you doing it again? Are you actually doing it again? You madman. Okay, Banelings almost all cleared up at this point. Another Infestor dies. 1 Infestor left. 2 Infestors left. Oh my god, this fight is just never ending. And well, never ending, I don't think so, because now a big fungal hits all the Marines. The Medivacs were already running low on energy, and the Queens were just bringing continuous DPS. Now Marauders are joining the field with the Widow Mines. Oh my god. Oh, it's really hard to talk if there's just so much action that all you want to do is just hold your breath and witness what those players are doing with all the pressure on them. Now B was able to defend so far, and this seems to shape, unlike this game is starting to shape differently from the Eternal Empire one. On Eternal Empire, on Everdream, we had B going for this super quick Ultralisk Cavern and super fast Infestors, but this time around Vindicta was not able to put out as much damage as he did on Everdream, and he did not get as much harassment in as he did on Everdream. Now the Liberator is trying to take out some workers over here. Starting to get some damage in. Got killed off in the end. But now the 5th base of B is super exposed. Will be taken down. But B already has another base started on the top side of the map. Now Vindicta needs to be careful to add in enough marauders to actually fight against those Ultralisks that are popping any second now. We have Corruptors to support those Ultras and to stop continuous Medivac drop play. We have a nice position over here for Vindicta, taking out some queens potentially. First Ultralisk is on the field. Bunch of bio units are trying to do their best over here. They do get onto creep, so not bad, not bad at all. We have a drop of 4 Widowmines setting out now. Big fungal hitting over here, and Vindicta just in the nick of time able to pick up and get on out of there. Look at those Marines, they are so low on HP. Imagine those. Oh my god. Oh no. Four drones. Will he get another drop? Oh, he tries. Ah, but the Ultralisk takes the shot. And I think B is pretty fine with the Ultralisk taking a shot for those drones. Now Vindicta once again pushing across the map with his bio units. He's trying to take down those rocks, but I think those rocks might actually help him in the longer run, because for the Zerg player everything that is a choke is horrible, whilst the Terran player can just stand in a concave on the other side, just like Vindicta is doing over here. And he did take out a lot of those Ultralisks, and GG is called. Vindicta takes the map and the match 3-0, and will be facing off against Puppy Joe in the final of this Alpha Pro series. Now guys, once again, I bring you Matcherino. Go on over to Matcherino, press the contribute button, type in APS 198, press contribute, and just add 50 cents for free to this amazing event brought to you by Alpha X and Africa TV. And well, this could very much be an event where you also want to get the replay pack. The replay pack is available for $3 only. All you have to do, pay $3, get a replay pack of, like, how many matches did we have so far? 7. Another best of 5 coming in for the match of the 3rd place. For the 3rd place. Small final. And then we have a best of 7 for the final. So obviously lot of matches to get your builds from, and I can tell you already that Blue Flame Hellion build that Vindicta just showed us on Ice and Chrome is amazing. You have to be careful with your proxy position though. The Zerg scouts in losing a factory, delaying all of it by a good margin. That's gonna hurt. I haven't seen that build of 3cc build though. Don't know if that's normal or common. I think usually you don't play it like that. Usually you see it played as a two base starter going into 3 bases, so you get that second gas earlier at that factory and the starport earlier, and then from there on out you get the third base. But as it stands, pretty amazing. Okay. B just posted the lobby link. Vitamin, me and him already on the lobby, in the lobby. In, on, under, off, around. The lobby has been created. That's what I'm trying to say. I gotta say, slowly but surely my voice is starting to crack. I don't know how people like Creighton, Grant, you name them, like pretty much every StarCraft 2 caster, how they make it through 6 hours of casting. It's just above me. It certainly is something. Now, we will be seeing a PvZ next, and I'm curious how this PvZ will play out. Both of those players are pretty close when it comes to their MMR. B with almost 6.4k MMR and Rodson with almost 6.3k MMR, so we have a difference of potentially 100 MMR overall, which is okay. You can beat somebody who is 100 MMR above you. Now, unless you're like Showtime and the person above you is Serral or I don't know, Reyna. But for those two players, it's all possible, especially if they spawn on Everdream in this Alpha Pro Series best of 5. Now give it up for the blue Zerg player. He's representing 3D Clan and he is B. Now spawning in the top right, he is the red Protoss player. He is representing Alpha X. Give it up for our very own dragon, Rodson. No, I'd really love to have like I'd love to have pronunciation book just for player names, because some of those player names are just so hard to pronounce. Like for B, obviously, like B is B, like not that hard. But Rodson, maybe you don't pronounce the Z. Maybe it's Rodden, or maybe you don't pronounce the D and it's Rodson. Who knows? He knows probably because he chose the name. What he also chose is to get the Nexus before he starts off the Cybernetics core. Gotta be honest, I don't like the positioning of that Cybernetics core because it's so so open in the front. The surface area for those Zerglings, if they choose to go across the map and harass on the other side, is just a little bit too big for my taste. If you get it over here and then at the gateway over here, I think that might just be the better call. But who am I to judge? Now Rotzen is going for the block on that third base. Usually you see the block on the natural. Rotzen going for the third base will be shooed away really fast by those Zerglings of B though. And the first Adept and the Stargate started up. Pretty happy with the Stargate. There's no Glaive Adept all in. There's no. Oh, I knew you were going to do that play by Rotzen. Let's see if he finishes that shade. He does. Zerglings will be left alive until further notice. Gets a creep tumor, which is obviously really nice. Goes in with that hallucination to scout the exact amount of drones at the natural. Sees a decent amount, nothing that you would be worried about. And he's going for the Void Ray. This is interesting. Oh. Do we see a first switch up in the meta? Is the Void Ray actually something you can go for now against Protoss, against Zerg in the early stages of the game? By the way, I love that airstream following the Void Ray. But Void Rays, I don't know. They look weird to me. I don't know why, but I don't really like the overall design of the Void Ray. Just not mine. Okay, this should be for melee attack, right? You want to get to that +2 melee attack upgrade as fast as possible because it allows you to take down probes with your banelings so quick. Getting started with +1 attack obviously helps you a lot, but Rotzen is just not stopping that Void Ray production. We are already at 3, a 4th one is queued up, and Rotzen might just try to take down a hatchery with those four Void Rays. Now let's see. We have gateways and the Twilight Council. Twilight Council does start Glaive. The Glaive Adept upgrade. Now those Adepts are kind of caught in the open here by the Zerglings, and those Zerglings will not get in. Okay. Warp in, and an Adept at the natural will prevent worse. And there's that. Oh, there's that hatchery snipe with the super fast Void Rays. They get in, they snipe the hatchery, and they die. Not quite enough damage. That one additional Void Ray was missing here, but we have a lot of Zerglings here for B, and if you are Rotzen, you are shaking if you see the amount of of Zerglings that B decided to build. We have a Baneling Nest on the way as well. It will finish up quite nicely with that +1 melee attack upgrade. The Zerglings on their way back though. I think they are just waiting for the Nexus to come down, but there is no Nexus coming down because there is a bunch of Adepts walking across the map. Those Adepts just getting out of the base before those Zerglings can spot them. Now additional Adepts will be warped in. The Glaive Adept upgrade is done. Those Zerglings do not want to fight those Adepts, not in those numbers and not in that position. Adepts will just shade in even further. Bunch of drones going down already. Shade in the main base. He is focusing down that hatchery. Might just commit to the Shade though. Into the main base. Wait a second, there is no hatchery in the main base. Okay, okay. Takes down the hatchery once again. He is shading out of the way, but so many banelings for B. Rodson with the splits on those adepts, but there are just so many banelings that there is a baneling or two for every adept. A bunch of adepts in the natural, taking down a lot of zerglings and probes, drones as well. They got into such a nice position, and now Void Rays once again trying to get into that main base to snipe. Oh, they did get into the main base, and they did snipe the spawning pool. This is such creative play by Rodson. Like, no matter how you think the balance is right now and what race you want to win, you have to acknowledge that this is amazing play by Rodson. He's just really okay. One baneling gets on top of those adepts immediately. Second baneling comes in. Now there's a bunch of queens left. The adepts are trying their best to take down as many drones as they protestly can. Once again, a hatchery snipe with those Void Rays. The adepts will transition into that third base of B. Again, GG is called and Rodson takes map number 1. Okay, guys. So third place is a best of 3 actually. So Rodson can take it all now. Make sure to bring your friends over and tell them about that Matcherino's page, where you can just make money appear out of thin air. All you have to do is press that contribute button, copy paste in the coupon code, which at the moment is APS198, creates 50 cents out of thin air and supports those players. All the money we make today on Matcherino will contribute to the prize pool and help those players get to some money with their dream of being a StarCraft pro gamer. Now, talking of StarCraft pro gamers, this is the match for the third place. And Rodson has it 1-0. Can he make it a 2-0? He is spawning in the top left. He is the red Protoss player representing Alpha X. Give it up for Rodson. Spawning on the bottom right. He is the blue Zerg player. He's representing 3D Clan. He has to bring it back right now, or he will end this run as the 4th place. Give it up for B. Let's see if Rodson decides to go for something similarly creative. The last match we saw a Stargate opener with continuous Void Ray production, followed up by a really strong Glaive Adept timing. Now those Glaive Adepts would have been pretty useless if B had not lost the main base before, had not lost the spawning pool, had decided to build roaches. But as it was, Rodson was just able to snowball his lead, and the speed of the Void Ray really helped him with that. And I think that's what Blizzard is hoping for, to bring the Void Ray back into this matchup and to make it viable. Now, Rodson once again going for that block at the third base location. He wants that third base to be as close as possible to his own base. B did show us that he is pretty comfortable with taking that triangular expansion against Terran. I'm not sure if he wants to take it against Protoss as well. First couple of Zerglings will shoo away the probe. Drone will come in, takes the hatchery, so no displacement of the hatchery at this location, towards this location. Stargate once again for Rodson. Are you going to show us the same build again? Let's see. So far everything is looking like it's literally looking like the last match, only that the Adept wasn't able to get in fast enough to deny that first tumor. We'll get the second and the third tumor though. Might even get out of there. Oh my god. B not getting the kill on that Adept. The Adept is already making its way across the map back home. The Overlords are trying to get into the main base. B sees the Stargate and he sees the Void Ray being chrono boosted out. That Void Ray might just go for a little Overlord hunt. Little hunting. No, it's not the Hunger Games. It's the Void Ray games. And it's the hunting grounds are on Death Aura. Death Aura has a lot of death. Oh my god, he just misses that Overlord. Okay. Void Ray is making its way across the map. Might just try to deny some creep. Shouldn't do... It's not doing extra damage against creep tumors, right? Nah. Right? It's not. It's not. Stupid caster. Why do you think it would? It's doing extra damage against armored, not light. Okay. Void Ray will be shooed away. At least one of them will. Second Void Ray on its way to the fourth base of B. B so far once again with that melee attack upgrade on and the really early timing for it. He has a bunch of Zerglings in production. Those Void Rays are joining up now. I'm curious what they will do, but I don't think those Zerglings can actually deny that base, can they? Yes! I just thought that Void Ray activated the Pulsar Beam no, the prismatic alignment to kill off Zerglings faster, but Rodson is not a noob. He knows that the Void Rays won't do additional damage against Zerglings. He sees a lot of Zerglings coming over to that third base of himself. Oh my god, the Zerglings are fighting against the Adepts. The Adepts are taking decent trades, but there are just so many Zerglings that they might just win it. Void Rays are joining in. Okay. Saves the third Nexus. He did not manage to do so on Everdream and still managed to snowball his lead. Now we have no further Void Ray production here by Rodson, but he's going into a robotics bay. Let's see what he's what he thinks supports those Void Rays in a nice way. Maybe he'll just go for some Colossi. Either way, there are a bunch of Zerglings at that third base location to once again get some damage in, but oh, don't fight those queens, Rodson, don't fight those queens. He did come to take down the hatchery, but he cannot take down the hatchery with all of those queens in position. The Zerglings did did run back for a second, but now they are once again heading to that third base where only 2 adepts are in position. 3, 4 zealots being warped in addition to it, but oh my god, those zerglings might just kill all the zealots. Can they get additional kills done? No, they cannot. Small, cute little wall off here by Rotzen. And this time around, B is feeling pretty good. Did not lose a hatchery to Void Rays. He did not lose too many creep tumors. He did not lose any workers to those adepts. In fact, there were no adepts, so losing, like, there was no big adept aggression. So losing to them is kinda impossible. Okay, the Void Rays are making their way up towards that main base once again. Can they take down a hatchery? 4 of them are coming in. There is 1 Hydralisk, 3 Hydralisk. Okay, he will just head on out of there once again. In the meantime, we have Rotzen clearing out some vision here and there. He did decide to go into Colossi after all. I'm curious how his Colossi Stalker composition is going to deal with those Lurker Banelings compositions out of B here. Rotzen is trying to get a little bit more aggressive. He only has one Colossus though, and those Lurkers are just dealing so much damage against armor. Those Stalkers almost dying immediately. We have 2 Colossi trying their best, but those Void Rays are coming in once again. Void Rays are taking out 1 gas, taking out the 2nd gas. Denying gas is a nice play. Not gonna lie, nice play. Gets on out of there once again. We see the balls coming in. Oh, we balling. Some High Templars were added in as well. Charge and Storm are on their way. We have a little bit of oversaturation in the main base, but I'm sure Rotzen will take care of that pretty soon. But B, he is trying to get aggressive with all of those Hydralisks and the Lurker. This might just work, but he has to get into a good position. The Lurkers burrow now. Only 2 Lurkers burrowing on the high ground. The force feeds here by, oh my god, by Rotzen were pretty neat. And those Disruption Novas were hitting big time on the Lurkers and the Hydralisks. Additional Zealots being warped in. I would have loved to see additional Zealots though, because they don't take additional damage by those Lurkers. But with Storm completed, B will have to retreat with those Lurkers, and this might just give Rotzen the opportunity to walk across the map and try to get some counter aggression in. We have a nice little Zealot warp in over here, but we also have B taking both Rich Vespene Geyser bases, which will help him a lot, especially when it comes to defending against that carrier follow-up that Rotzen is planning. But Rotzen, he is just moving across the map. He's moving on creep, and now the army of B is coming in. The first 2 disruptors will get yanked in and killed off. Big recall here, and the Zealots at the 5th base of B did not do too much damage. They did not deal too much damage. base over here will be denied by Rodson, and Rodson, well, he's going into carriers. He has +3 attack upgrade on his way. Additional Zealot warp-ins here at the 5th base of B. He should find the Warp Prism, sees the Warp Prism, sees additional Zealot warp-ins. And I think at this point, well, I guess Dark Templars are not too good because there are Spore Crawlers already in position. But might still be a nice decision to get some to add some additional defensive qualities. Now, Rodson is starting to get his carrier count up. He has 3 Colossi. Oh my god, nice feedbacks here on those Vipers. Denying any. Oh my god, beautiful storms on top of those lurkers. But the army of Rodson is just super clumped up. Doesn't really matter though. Too much pew pew and bzz, bzz to for those lurkers to survive. And now Rodson is pushing his advantage. He wants to deny this base over here, and he needs to deny it. All of that rich Vespene gas is dangerous for him to. Oh my god! Oh my god! No! 2 carriers got yanked in. 2 carriers died, but they did get a decent trade-off because the disruptor, the purification novas did hit big time on those Hydralisks. We have a run by over here taking out a hatchery, another hatchery dying over here. B is once again spreading himself too thin. He's trying to be a little bit too aggressive, and does not really have the army to combat what Rodson has. He did not go for any run-bys neither, which would have been great to keep Rodson in his base and to abuse the fact that Rodson does have a pretty immobile army with those carriers and the Colossus and the Disruptors. Now B is trying to get into a nice position. Those Purification Novas might just do it though. Oh, nice feedbacks here at the end of the fight, but you would have wanted them to come down a little bit earlier. Now B is getting into a great position for those lurkers, but the Purification Novas, they get off before the Disruptors could be yanked away. Were yanked away. It did 2 additional carriers at a time. Nice storm here by Rodson. Loses the wall to his 4th base. He is slowly but surely trying to get into a 5th base. Oh my god, there's 1 lurker here. Oh my god, that lurker is so annoying. Okay, another Zealot run by denies a base. Oh no! Don't you have an observer? He has no observer. Observers are coming in now, and they are dearly needed. Oh. That could have went really bad for Rodson. 1 more shot of that lurker, and all of those probes die. Instantly, you have like, and the big death of Probia occurring. Now a bunch of Vipers here, and those Vipers will be essential to fight the army that Rodson is building, because he can yank in those carriers and the Colossus. He can just throw those parasitic bombs. Oh, but the So far, Rodson has been on top of the game, of the match with his feedbacks, and he needs to do so in the future as well. Nice feedbacks here on the Vipers, getting transfused though, so no big damage dealt. The lurkers have been pushed back a tiny bit more. Interceptors dying here to Hydralisks. So do High Templars to Hydralisks, but we have a run by here at the third base of B. Those Zealots will not be contested for quite a while, and oh my god! Big storms and big purification novas here by Rodson, and Rodson is slowly but surely pressing and pushing into this rich Vespingas base, but B is not taking it. He's not having it. He's just saying, okay, if you take out this base, I'm just going to take my Hydralisks, which are way more mobile than your air army, and take out your fourth base. That fourth base, even though it is running low on minerals, it still has some gas. That gas is certainly important, especially if you think of all the High Templars that Rodson will need to feed back the Viper. Now, B once again trying to fortify this position over here, but the disruptors, the purification novas just hitting beautifully. Next purification nova takes out one drone. Oh. Oh. Another run by over here. This base has been denied 3 times already. Bunch of Hydralisks are coming in. And, well... Oh, nice abduct here. Oh my god. He's abducting High Templars. This is just... This is just... This is something. Gotta tell you, this is something. Gets another nice abduct onto Disruptor and a Carrier, taking out more and more of those high-tech units, and I'm not sure if he can actually push into this. All of those Corruptors now joining the forces of B as well, but so many Carrier on the field. No, okay, there's the vision for Rodson. He finally manages to take down the base with the rich Vespine Geyser. He takes out another hatchery over here, and Rodson is taking the supply lead and the map control as well. We have a bunch of Corruptors coming in, but I'm not sure if they are supposed to be this far out of position, because now they just take free damage. We have another Zealot run by over here, and not sure if that recall was actually needed. But Rodson takes the recall. He has a completely oversaturated base over here. Might just try to expand to that rich Vespine gas base, because slowly but surely he's running out of resources. And if there's one thing a Carrier player does not want to do, is run out of resources. Of course, no player really wants to run out of resources, but Carriers, with those interceptors costing money, actual minerals, you don't want to be on low economy. Now Rodson is taking that rich Vespine base indeed, but a big... Oh my god. Well, that base was useless anyways. Now the Zealots get in on the top side, on the right side of the map, and on the left side of the map. The Carriers take down one base. at this one base once again. And Rodson takes this best of 3 to claim the 3rd place in this Alpha Pro series. Congratulations to him. Thank you for competing, B. Amazing matches by both of you. And now we are going to head into the main event of the evening. We have Puppy Joe facing off against Vindicta. And while we are waiting for the players to do their job in vetoing, let's go to Matcherino once again. Press on contribute, type in APS 198 and add 50 cents for free to the prize pool. And if you want to do some more, you can either just contribute your own money without any rewards, or you can just buy the replay pack, which will be $3, and all of those $3 contributions and all of those contributions overall will go into the prize pool for the players present today, which were Rodson, B, Vindicta, and Puppy Joe. And Puppy Joe versus Vindicta will be our final. And well, who else is excited for some epic TVP action? Vindicta already calling Everdream the first map. Should be best of 7, right? Oh. Oh, it's a best of 5. Okay. Vitamin, not really sure neither if it's best of 5 or best of 7. By the way, guys, give it up for my amazing picture here taken during one of the GSLs I visited back when you were still able to visit. Well, it's been a while. It's been a while indeed. It was a great time though. I think I went there for the first season in 2019. Must have been like March? Yeah, more like March. Like mid-March. I saw Maru play and Innovation. I think I saw Ragnarok play as well. That was actually pretty neat. Okay, it is a best of 7. Vitamin just confirmed that. So we will have a bunch of additional games and additional replays for that replay pack if you should decide to purchase it on Matcherino for $3. Nothing more, nothing less. But if you don't want to pay your own money, you can just make money appear with the Matcherino code APS198. Head on over to Matcherino, press that contribute button and just type in that free money code. But until then, I'll be sending us into a small break, just a tiny break, because I need to go to the bathroom. Okay. In the meantime, the players are choosing the maps, and I'll be showing you guys the nice intro screen. Be right back.
Nuclear missile ready.
And we are back, everybody. It's getting late over here. But we are in a lobby for Vindicta versus Papa Joe. Papi Joe. Papi Joe. Papi Joe. Papi Joe. Vindicta. Vindicta. Vitamin. Vitamin. Black one. Black one. Vindicta. Vindicta. Papi Joe. Papi Joe. Okay. Enough of this. Let's get into this match. It's the first map. This best of 7. It's Everdream. And spawning in the bottom left. It's the blue Terran player. Give it up for Vindicta. Spawning in the top right. He is representing Team E-Punks. He is the yellow Protoss player. Give it up for Papi Joe. Hey, Papi Joe going for the standard Reaper Wall-off. You know, it's kind of dangerous if you put your cybernetics core over here and the Terran decides to play a tank push. You can technically just take out the cybernetics core, but with the shield battery buff, those kind of pushes have just gotten so weak. Was an indirect nerf towards those 2 base and 1 base all-in. These days we don't really see any 1 base all-ins. We barely see any 1 base play at all. The only 1 base kind of play we've seen so far has been something similar to what Vindicta is doing right now, where you go for quick factory, but since you only have 3 SCVs in gas, you're still able to afford that command center super fast. Quicker factory gives you a little bit quicker like a quicker Widowmine drop, which is always a nice thing to have. Now Vindicta is deciding to go for double Reaper. Curious if he's then still going to commit towards a Hellion. Okay, he's still getting a Hellion. Interesting. Now the Reaper gets into the natural and he sees, wait a second, there's no Nexus. What's happening here? Puppy Joe is like, tee-hee, gotcha. My Nexus is in at the third base location. I'm not sure if Vindicta is actually going to scout it, or if he sees the pylon at the natural and thinks, wait, you're just going to gate with a Nexus afterwards. No, he decides to scout at the third base location as well. Gets the scout off, sees the finished Nexus, and from now on he should be pretty confident. Now he is not going for Widow Mines like I said he would. Instead he is going for a Hellion drop, and the Hellion drop could actually work out pretty good for him. Could do a lot of damage, especially since Puppy Joe decided to spread himself so thin. So Hellion drop into the main base can do immense amounts of damage. There is no Wolof at that third base neither, so those Hellions will just get in and get their buckshots off. But as of right now, they are trying to get into the main base. They will not get into the main base because there are 3 gateways though. And the Robo? Okay, I was about to say, wait a second. There's no blink. What are you doing, Puppy Joe? Puppy Joe cancels one of the gateways. He knows how to play this. But so does Vindicta. He is circling around to catch Puppy Joe off guard at that third base location to get some Hellion shots off, to kill some probes. And if Puppy Joe is not careful, those 3 Hellions and 2 Reapers might just deal the damage that Vindicta is looking for. Now we have Banshee follow up, and most importantly Liberator in the main, and the Liberator might just take out 1 Stalker, 2. Gets 1 Stalker. The Hellions are committing into the natural, but not that much damage done so far because the Sheep Battery was able to out heal everything. Now 2 Hellions did survive this. 5 probe kills overall though. Not the best ratio. Not really what you're looking for there. Oh, Vindicta actually thought, okay, there is a 4-gate blink coming, but there is no 4-gate blink. There never was a 4-gate blink. He just saw the 4th gateway and it was so far in its completion, and he saw the Robo, so he thought, okay, this has to be 4-gate blink. Gets into the main base though with his Hellions, gets a really nice scout off, sees the Robo, the Robo Bay. Oh my god, talking is so hard. And now Puppy Joe, what are you going for? Okay, he decides to go for the Colossi. He's getting a photon cannon as well. Did he catch one of the Banshees already? No. Did he see that there was going to be Banshees? Yeah, he saw it. Okay. So he's getting safety cannons against potential Banshee harass. He does not have blink. Keep that in mind before you judge him. He has no blink. So those Stalkers are pretty immobile against those Banshees of Vindicta. Vindicta now trying to get on behind that third base, away from the main army of Puppy Joe, but a cannon and additional Stalkers already in position at the natural, and now those Banshees are trapped, and they will be for a while now. I'd say hold position command and decloak them. Something good is coming with all of this though for Vindicta, because he has been able to take his third base without it being contested, which is obviously nice for Vindicta. And those Banshees are keeping bunch of like almost the whole army of Puppy Joe at home. But Puppy Joe is not lazy. He is building up a nice vision ring around his base. Love that play. Absolutely love that play, because knowing what's coming is the first step of defending it. Bunch of gateways being added in. We have a Templar archive as well. How many? Oh, that was beautiful. He just feedbacked that one. Oh. Okay, we have two Colossi, which is nice. Now he sees that drop because of his vision ring, and now he's able to move his army accordingly. Puppy Joe's army is actually pretty big. Like, actually pretty big. But Vindicta's army is not too small neither, and with those tanks already in position and siege, it's really hard to break him. He already has ghosts as well popping out, and with those ghosts and tanks, I think it's almost impossible for him to die here unless there are enough zealots. There is a bunch of zealots, and those tanks are focusing the Archons. Nice EMP goes off across the base, but the army of Puppy Joe. But is it actually going to be enough? Because there is just so much Protoss here for Puppy Joe, and that drop over here is just, oh my god! I think the drop just lost Vindicta the game. It did. GG is called, and Puppy Joe takes the first map 1-0. Oh boy. Okay. I'll just get myself a nice banana to eat. Enjoying some StarCraft 2 and having a banana to go with it. Puppy Joe asks for a quick toilet break, and while Puppy Joe is on the toilet, you guys might as well go over to Matcherino, press the contribute button, and type in the code APS198 to add 50 cents to the prize pool. Just like that. What an amazing day so far. Like, we had so many amazing matches. Actually, come to think of it, some of those matches were pretty one-sided. Like, B looked pretty outclassed by Vindicta. Watson's first game was just amazing, and he was looking pretty much unbeatable for B. And that second match, B did get in a decent position, but his army, like he took fights in horrible positions and just lost all of his army over and over again to those disruptors and colossi. That's something I would like to look up later on, how many kills those colossi actually had. But for now, we will be watching another Protoss. But first, let's introduce our Blue Terran player. He is representing Team Alpha X. He is currently down 1-0. Can he bring it back? He is Vindicta. Spawning in the bottom right. He is a yellow Protoss player. He is up 1-0. Can he make it happen? Can he make his dream to win this small invitational come true? Give it up for Puppy Joe. Oh, okay, only scouting. Okay, you're just going for a scout, rather late scout, but going for a scout. So does Vindicta actually. Oof. This is getting exhausting, man. Oh, okay. Let's do this. Vindicta showing us that he likes to play a little bit more aggressive. Now, somebody who is actually getting some value out of his aggression is Puppy Joe. He did manage to delay that command center just a tiny little bit more than it would have had to. Hiding a probe on the map as well. Are we going to see a proxy Dark Shrine? Or is it just for scouting purpose? Scouting purposes. Oh, Puppy Joe. Puppy Joe, what are you doing? Would love to do a 180 on that probe. We can do this though. Oh, only one? Are you... Why would you build a robo across the map? What? Oh, he's going to add another... Oh my god. What are you going to add? Puppy Joe? Who cares about this Reaper? This Reaper is just being annoying. This probe has something big in mind. Now this Reaper is like, what the hell is happening? What are you doing? There's no tech in your base. You must have built something, right? And this probe is like, actually I did. There's a robo next to your base. And a bunch of gateways are coming in as well. How many do we have? 4? When this one finishes, we have 4 gateways and a robo. Can you go all in? Off, 4 gateways and a robo. Okay, he's walling off. How do you get the units that you have in your main? There. Don't you want... Oh my god, he's adding sheet batteries. This has to be the most disgusting thing I've seen so far. Now Vindicta did spot something, but now he sees what he just saw. What he just almost saw. Oh my god. Now he he is feeling pretty much disgusted. I cannot imagine him not being disgusted by this. The shield batteries will help all of those units to survive at least a tiny bit longer. Oh, oh. The Immortal survives. Oh my god. Is it held? Is it held? I think he held it. There are not enough shield batteries. And the tank will take care of the ones that are there by now. The Viking is forcing that Warp Prism away. Now Puppy Joe is trying to commit onto that bunker, but GG. Vindicta just really good. That was solid defense. He did not know what's coming, and he just reacted perfectly with what he had. And now Vindicta has to go to the bathroom. Like, of course, he lost some workers to the friendly fire of his Widowmine, but that was alright. Like, that was fine, because Puppy Joe was all in behind all of this. And, like, as soon as the Viking and the tank were out, that was a solid defense. The shield batteries were out of energy super quick because the Marines were just putting on so much DPS against those stalkers, and the Immortal just took too much damage off of the Widowmine shot. So overall, amazing play here by Vindicta, taking the second map in this best of 7, tying the series 1-1. Oof. Let's see how either of those players are going to approach the matchup from here on out, because we've seen pretty aggressive strategies by both of those players so far. I'm curious how Vindicta is going to play Golden Wall. We've seen a lot of 16 Marine drop builds, and we've seen a bunch of Hellion drop builds as well. Usually they drop right at the edge of that main base, drive in, get the first big shot off into the main mineral line. But Protoss players have been adapting to this and have been using spotting pylons at that exact edge to take away the edge of that strategy. Now, what we've also seen is Protoss players just forcing the later stages of the game, because with all of those choke positions, all of those vision blockers, all of those high grounds, it's really hard for a Terran player to just move across the map, because you never know if there is High Templar, Disruptor, Colossi Ball behind the vision blocker or on top of that high ground. And once Protoss player claims a high ground in front of your base, it's pretty much over. But let's not take it too far. It's a best of 7. It's 1-1. Let's introduce our first player. He is the blue Terran player on the right. He is representing Team Alpha X. Give it up for Vindicta. Spawning in the bottom left. He is the yellow Protoss player. He's representing Team E-Punks. Now, all of you, give it up for Puppy Joe. StarCraft music, right? Am I right? Am I right? I don't know if this is just something that people in lower leagues like to do, but in lower leagues you have to protect your second gas, because there will be that one Protoss who just does not give a shit and who decides to, oh, I guess I'm just going to take this Vespene Geyser of yours, and then you can't get aggressive on 2 bases because you don't have the gas to support all the tech you need. On the other hand, we have seen Terran players go for a neat little engineering bay block at that natural, or potentially even a bunker over here or over here. That could be quite detrimental as well, especially if the Protoss player gets a little bit more greedy. Then you can deny a lot of mining time, you can force a shield battery that the Protoss player not necessarily wants to build, and you can just force additional units that the Protoss player might not want to build. Now, Puppy Joe is going for really quick sentry. I think he is not quite sure of what Vindicta is doing. Vindicta is just getting wait. Okay, I wanted to say he's getting super greedy, but maybe he will. Maybe he will just get... Yeah, there's that third command center. I knew you were coming. Let's see what he decides to build with that factory. Oh, Cyclones. So he's expecting some kind of War Prism or Stargate aggression. In the meantime, we see robotics halfway done for Puppy Joe. Puppy Joe looks to take this matchup rather macro oriented. Third base already on the way. No Twilight Council. So we might just see a similar game to the Everdream one. Where Puppy Joe decides to add that robotics bay really early on. There it is. To go into Colossi and to have that high-tech, really beefy and strong army. Vindicta with his quick third command center. Oh, and he's following it up with 3 barracks and 1 factory. There is no starport out yet, given that he can't quite afford starport production together with all of those upgrades and the tank anyways. But I kinda like this build by Vindicta. Gives you the opportunity to get aggressive, or like at least to stay super safe. And if your opponent gets a little bit too cocky, you can even get aggressive, but you still have a solid plan to fall back on. I really like this. I dig it. Now, Puppy Joe is getting the Twilight Council for his charge, and the Forge as well. He is getting additional gases at the third base. Curious when he's going to add the gold base as his fourth, not as a third base, because you obviously want to have that additional gas income that this third base over here provides. Maybe if you go for gateway based army, this gold base is something you want to add for your third base. Wait a second, Puppy Joe. What is this? I can't zoom in closer. What is this? Why are you building a Stargate? 6 minutes into the game. What are you trying to do? You sneaky boy. You sneaky boy. Is this going to be for some void rays? Are you going void rays? Are you getting void rays to go into the main base of your opponent? Just snipe some bases? Some buildings? Maybe an add-on here and there? Are you doing what Rodson did against Zerg? Oh, maybe? Or is it just carrier? At this point I'm super confused. I think it's carrier. +1 attack upgrade for air. Think it's carrier. Now we have Vindicta moving out with a drop on the bottom side of the map. He might just want to get all of his units here to push across on the top side of the map. Like, this damage, this drop is not going to deal immense amounts of damage. Obviously, it's only 8 Marines and a medivac. But what it does is it shows you where your opponent's army is, and it shows you what tech your opponent is going for. And if Vindicta gets in here and sees this transition into carriers, he might just want to take all of his stuff and just move across the map, because there is not that much left for Puppy Joe. He's committing into this carrier switch so hard that he can barely afford anything else. The Stimp Marines taking out Stalkers, but there is no knowledge of the carrier switch so far. Everything is in the dark here for Vindicta. Vindicta is just moving across the map, trying to clear some vision, but oh my god. Okay, he scans the army. This army is way too small for when we are in this game. Come on, Vindicta. You are sensing something. You are sensing something. And 9 minutes, this is not the army. This cannot be the whole army. And it is indeed not. There are 2 carriers already done. 2 additional on the way. He scans the natural. He's trying to find the rest of the army, but there is no rest. There's only carriers, and there's a bunch of them. 4 carriers being produced at a time. Actually, did he see the cybernetics core researching? If he saw it researching, he might just know that there's something air heavy going on, but I don't think he does. He's going into, okay, he's adding Vikings, but you need a lot more than 1 starport to outproduce that Protoss army. He's still scanning. Where is your army? And he will find that army. Oh, he will find that army. As soon as he gets into the main base, he will see where this army is. He's getting into a nice position to siege. But oh my god, now the first scan hits and he sees the Stargate. He sees what's coming, and from now on, okay, he might just deny Storm. To deny Storm is actually a really big deal. Now Puppy Joe is trying to move across the map to deal some counter damage, and he is trying to defend all of this with his carriers, and these are so many carriers. I think he might just be able to defend everything. I think he's going to hold here. There's just so many carriers. Okay, 2 carriers already out of interceptor. None of those carriers have interceptors anymore. And they don't have shields neither. Oh, Puppy Joe needs to retreat right now. In the meantime, Puppy Joe takes down a drop over here. Bunch of Marines died here, so did all of the tanks. So I don't know if you want to start building medivacs. Thor. Okay. I can see Thor working out. Thor are actually pretty good against carriers because carriers are so low on hit points. Let's see if we can find one with... Yeah. They only have 450 hit points, and with the anti-armor attack of the Thor, you just deal so much damage, but he needs to survive. He needs to hold until those Thor can actually get in and deal some damage, because as of right now, there is no damage that those Thor can deal. Oh my god, big EMP here on top of all of those carriers. All of those carriers super low instantly, but oh my god. Brain, please don't leave me now. The Thor did join the battle. It did take down one of the carriers. All of the ground army has been killed off, but there are still so many carriers here for Puppy Joe. He did manage to clear all of those Vikings. We see 3 Vikings being produced at a time. There's a bunch of Marines trying to kill whatever they can, killing disruptors right now, but there are just so many disruptors coming in with those carriers. One Thor just finished up, but that Thor might just get target fired down pretty soon. Okay, Puppy Joe decides to back off once again. I'm not sure if you actually want to fight like this. One additional carrier gets taken down. Isn't enough though, as Vindicta calls GG and Puppy Joe takes the third map. Takes it 2-1 this series. What an amazing match! Puppy Joe just really going for an unexpected tech switch and catching Vindicta off guard with it to take the map. And now let's see how both of those players are going to continue, because, well, Vindicta did go for a really greedy build, or like really for a greedy build with that 3rd command center super early, but man, Puppy Joe just answered Vindicta's call with an even greedier build. He just went, yo, you're going for a quick command center. You're going to delay your push, your move out so insanely much that I'll just be super safe on my 3 to 4 bases. You're expanding towards the bottom side of the map. I'll just get a ton of carriers and roll over you. And with Vindicta scouting this super late into the game when it was already too late, he was just lost. He was lost. Let's see. This lost boy can bring it back. He is spawning in the top right. He's the blue Terran player and he's representing Team Alpha X. Give it up for Vindicta. And spawning in the bottom left, he's a yellow Protoss player. He is representing Team E-Punks. He's currently up 2-1. Give it up for Puppy Joe. Okay, this is a normal scout timing. I like this. I like this. You just send your probe over after you build the pylon. The only thing that could have made this last match even more amazing from a Protoss point of view would have been to get what is it? A mothership. Imagine he gets a mothership and Vindicta is just like, when did you build all of this? You have like 8 carrier, you have a mothership. How did I not see this coming? And if we are being honest, he could have seen it coming. He scanned the main army and like there was not that much of a main army. So after all, this is Vindicta can only blame himself because this he could have known. He could have known. And if he would have gotten into that base, that main base a little bit deeper, he could have seen it coming as well. So, well, just not enough attention to the detail there by Vindicta. He almost held it off either way, which just shows me what kind of a caliber Vindicta is, because he is a pretty amazing player. Now losing that Reaper over here to only drone probes is not the thing you are looking for, especially since you did not scout any tech, you did not scout the timing of the third base. Like, Vindicta has to play really careful from here on out. It's getting a Widow Mine, going into a Widow Mine drop potentially. Might want to start that starport. There it is. He needed to get the bunker up because he just doesn't know what's coming. Like from this his position out, he has no idea. Could be anything. Could be anything really. Sayongwo upgrade 완료. Okay. So Widow Mine drop it is. Now he is burrowing his Widow Mines just to be sure in case of any scout coming across the map. Will it trigger? Oh, do you fly the... Oh, he could have flown it on top of those Marines to just get them low on hit points immediately. That would have been so cute. But instead, Phoenix gets a full scout off. Guess that's worth even more than damaging a bunch of Marines. He is getting another medivac. Oh, this is interesting. Usually you see the Terran player discontinue Widow Mine production and medivac production to get those add-ons in a little bit quicker, but Puppy Joe, the Vindicta, decides to get his second medivac out to get a second drop on the map. Where did the first drop go? Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from? Medivac drop. Hey, Umo. Wee. Okay, now I'm getting dizzy. Puppy Joe here once again going for a beautiful vision ring across his base. He is scouting with those hallucinations as well, so he keeps himself informed about what the Terran player is doing. Amazing play right there. Now Vindicta did get in position with those Widow Mines at the third base. He did get 2 Widow Mines off already. Not picking them off. Okay. Another drop in the main base gets 12. Gets 10 additional probes though. And the scan in the natural reveals nothing. Reveals nothing. Let's see. Okay, he did see the tech. So, pretty decent here for Vindicta. Especially since he managed to get away with those additional Widow Mines. Gets in once again. Denies some more mining. Gets 3 more probes. Solid play. Solid play. And now the drops begin. I wonder if Vindicta is going to move out with his army while this drop is on the map. Does not look like it though. Oh, there it is. Are you just trying to secure your third base? Ah, you're trying to secure your third base with aggression. I see, you're a strategic mastermind as well. Honestly, guys, if you want to secure your third base, do it with aggression. Keep your opponent at their on their side of the map. Will bring you a lot of MMR. Promise. Big caster promise. And big caster promise as well that this maneuver was amazing here for Vindicta, moving in to get a block on those zealots closing in. One Colossus will get recalled, but that leaves that third base a little bit exposed, and the Liberator is already ready to siege here, getting 1, 2, 3, 4 probe kills already. Gets the hardened shield as well. This is going great for Vindicta so far. Now he's boosting out again. Saves his units. He still has a soft contain here, or rather hard contain. 16 probes have been killed off already. Man, Vindicta, you're just on a roll right now. He's going in for the kill on that Colossus. 2 more Colossus are joining the field. Picks up, boosts out of there, but there's another force to join him and his wounded warriors over here. They are stimming in to get that first Colossus immediately. The Zealots will jump forward to clear, to give that the tank as much time as possible, and with an additional warp in, Puppy Joe is finally able to push Vindicta back, but that was pretty good for Vindicta. He got so many worker kills. Like, he killed 39 workers already. 39. This is no ordinary damage. This is advanced damage. That Liberator did so much work. The drop in the main base with those couple of Marines did amazing damage as well. And then Puppy Joe just tried to move across the map, but with those tanks sieged and the bio army in front of him, there's no way he was going to break it. Now he is getting into the main base with that Warp Prism, but I don't think the Warp Prism is going to survive that much longer. Vikings are already on the way. 9 SCV kills though. Oh, Warp Prism gets away. Oh, okay, but big drop into the main base here by Vindicta, forces a recall, and those players are just exchanging punches. Like, one player does something, the next player goes for the retail. Vindicta scan sees no 4th base so far, which should make him pretty happy. Protoss player on 3 bases, not even all fully mining on 3 bases, against a Terran player on 3 bases. That feels pretty good. That not gonna lie, that feels pretty good. Vindicta is now has to be careful not to lose this drop. Gives him a lot of a lot of pressure towards Puppy Joe. Now Puppy Joe is moving in for a Zealot drop himself. Let's see how well he can execute this one. How much damage he can actually do with it. Okay, so he comes in right before the turrets are started, drops the Zealots off in the natural, and goes for the main base with his Warp Prism. 4 more Zealots warping in. Should not do too much damage though, and those turrets and Vikings are here to do their job and defend against any kind of harassment the Protoss player could pull out of their head. Now Disruptors are the follow-up to those Colossi. We have a 40 supply lead though for Vindicta. So either way, this, like, either Puppy Joe gets amazing disruptor shots out, or oh my god, beautiful play here by Vindicta, comes in to just EMP all of those High Templars with a ghost drop. Oh my god, what is this? Vindicta, you are just something else. Okay, he gets a beautiful siege position over here. We have another Zealot run by going on at the 4th base of Vindicta though, but there are just so many probes dying, and there's just so much Terran here at the 4th base of the Protoss player. Pushing up the ramp now. Sees the Nexus, and from here on out it's pretty much over. 50 supply lead for Vindicta. The tanks are starting to get some shells onto those probes as well, and all Vindicta has to do is push his way into this slowly but steady. Don't risk too much. The disruptors are still a thing. Beautiful storms here by Puppy Joe, but there's just so much Terran army. The Vikings are doing their job. Their job has been done. All of the Colossi have been cleared off, and now they can land to block further, to block those disruptors from running away. And Vindicta, with a beautiful play, takes the match. Oh my god. Oh my god. If he did not get the EMP off on top of all of those High Templars, I don't honestly think that he could have pushed in there as easily as he did, because like those were like 7 storms. Those were 5 High Templars. 2 of them had 2 storms. Like, whoo, that burns. And that chips away at your bio army. Of course, if he gets a decent position with all of his tanks, that guarantees him a nice spot and can zone those High Templars away. But 7 more storms? Come on. At that point, like, even the tanks are scared. Okay, next map will be Death Aura though. Puppy Joe is ready, so is Vindicta, it seems. And therefore we will be heading into our 5th match in this best of 7. Give it up for the blue Terran player spawning in the top left. He is representing Team Alpha X. Give it up for Vindicta, representing E-Punks. He is the yellow Protoss player. Give it up for Puppy Joe. Guys, what an amazing series so far. What an amazing series indeed. Now, let's see how Vindicta plays out this giant map, because I think Puppy Joe's style should be rather strong on it, as long as he keeps himself safe enough against any kind of drop play, because the potential for drop play is quite big with this immense dead airspace over here. We have another dead airspace over here that can fit 3 or 4 medivacs. 3 or 4 medivacs over here, there, 20 medivacs over here, and another 40 over here. Usually you die when your opponent has... Actually, you don't. If your opponent has like 64 medivacs. I don't think he has that much of an army. To be honest, I'm not even sure if you can have 64 medivacs. How much supply do they cost? If they cost 3 supply, it's possible. Like everything up to 3 supply is possible. But everything below that, above that, you're dead. Because you can't have that many units. StarCraft says no, and then they just show you the door and they tell you, man, you're crazy. You're going for more medivacs than the game can handle. Like, don't you know there's a supply limit? And then you're just sent out, or they call the security and you're like, the roaches come up and they throw you out, because why can't you just accept supply limits? We do it as well. Okay, so back to this game. We see the same opener for Puppy Joe. Once again getting that early sentry after the Stalker to get a scout off. Should go for that hallucination pretty soon. And Vindicta on the other side. Oh, he's going for a Hellion drop. I like it. I like that. I like that. Oh, but why are you getting 2 sentries? Okay, now this is getting interesting. Like 1 sentry I get, but 2 sentries, do you really need? I guess in case there is a Hellion run by, you can still force field here. But we see 4 Marines and a couple of Hellions moving across the map. 4 Marines and 2, oh my god. They are able to burst this down, right? But the force field though, prevents further damage. The gateways do end up finishing, and 3 additional Stalkers are warped in. With those 3 additional Stalkers, there is no further damage that Vindicta can do. But Vindicta is already heading into some nice Widowmine drops. Did he get an armory? He did. So those Widowmine drops will be super annoying indeed. He is only committing to 2 Widowmine drops though, so not as annoying. Guess it's still pretty annoying because you can't kill him without detection. But Puppy Joe is always going for that super early, or rather early Robo. Delays his Twilight Council for it, so he does have the detection in time. He just has to have it in position as well. Twilight Council started now for Puppy Joe. The other side we have a 3rd command center on the way, and 3 barracks. Vindicta going up to 3 barracks. First drop is heading in. Second drop did head in as well. First drop did not get any reaction. 15 probes! Whoa! And he gets away with it. Oh! And one of those Widow Mines is still in position. Oh no. Did I hear another one? 4? Okay. He picks it up. Boosts on out of there. Second Medivac is still here. Okay, okay. Second Medivac still here. Man. We are already at 19 probe kills. Oh, and he gets out once again. Saves one of the Widow Mines. Oh. Beautiful play here by Vindicta. And now he's just doing it again. Oh, another 3. Can he make it work once more? Okay, so Puppy Joe has had enough. He's just pushing across the map. He has no other choice though. He's down 13 workers. Counting. Because there are still workers being killed. Oh my god, another 6 workers got killed right there. And he needs to make it happen right now. But there are tanks in position. There's a bunker. There are Marines and Marauders. And I think if... Oh my god. I don't think you can push it. I don't think you can push that third base. It's so secure with those tanks in position. The tanks on the high ground. One tank will end up being taken down. Now the damage here is pretty decent. And the Widow Mine drops have been cleared off mostly. So taking down 18 SCVs, I guess pretty decent deal. But man, another, oh my god, the Widow Mine has 10 kills already. Where's that other Medivac? Do we have it? Is it still on the map? There's one. Let's see if there are still Widow Mines. Oh, there is still one. Okay, okay. He's boosting in once again. No, I think you could have targeted this one. Ah, that's kind of sad. But a big drop. Oh, big drop. A 2 Medivac drop going into the main base now by Vindicta. He is trying to pull his opponent apart, and so far he has been succeeding pretty well. Now Zealot Warp-ins are the choice by Puppy Joe to deal with this. He takes out 1 Marine, but loses two pylons. Another drop here at the third base, and the Liberator sieged at the third base. Oh my god. Probes falling, probes dying everywhere. Oh my god, how many probes have been killed off already? Man, Vindicta, you just really hate probes, do you? Don't you? Oh my god, 21 probes, 22 probes, and he boosts on out of there. Okay, guesses how many probes have been killed off? Oh, I don't want to see it. 52 in a 10-minute game so far. And another drop in the net in the third base takes down another bunch of probes. Oh my god, Vindicta. What is this? Vindicta takes the lead in this match. He takes down Puppy Joe on Death Aura with amazing multitasking and insane damage to the economy of Puppy Joe. And he gets the match ball. This is the best of 7 after all, so one more map to rule them all. Okay. Okay. What's the next map? Ice and Chrome will be our next map. Oh. Ooh. Guys, potentially one last time, go on over to matcherino.com, press for this event, press on that contribute button, and just type in APS198, where you type in codes and coupon codes, and then you press contribute, and poof, 50 cents appear out of nowhere. Yay. All of the money that we collect on Matcherino will go towards our amazing players. Amazing players that took part in this amazing event, and this event could pretty much be over soon. The guy who is up 3-2, he has the match ball on his side of the map, and his side of the map is the bottom left. He's the blue Terran player. Give it up for Vindicta. And spawning in the top right, he's the yellow Protoss player. He is representing E-Punks. Give it up for Puppy Joe. Bets in the chat. Who's gonna win? Who's winning this one? Guys, it's getting late over here. I don't know. I am trying so hard not to... Oh? Is it me? Who lagged? Was it me? Wasn't me. But she called me in the shower. Wasn't me. Wasn't me. Wasn't me. Wasn't me. Okay. Concentration. Concentrate. Now Puppy Joe is showing us his probably very own build. I don't think I've seen... Actually, I've seen one guy play similar to this, but not quite like this. Usually players still get blink, because blink stalkers are just so important in this matchup, because you need to be mobile to catch the Terran harassment before it hits your base. Now Puppy Joe always decides to get charge instead, which makes his defense a little bit weaker, just like we saw on that last map, Death Aura, where Vindicta was just able to pick him apart. Oh, come on, Puppy Joe. You realize this, don't you? I think Puppy Joe is getting tired. And I don't blame him. I certainly don't blame him. Hey, I wanted to see what the Stalker is doing. Okay. So I'm expecting the Robo to come soon. Once again, this assimilator is just collecting probes. Okay, Robo is on the way. Vindicta should know what's up. He did see this play over and over again already. feel like he's just trying out builds right now. Oh, does this work against this? It's okay. But does this work against it? And then we just see him go for a playstyle eventually that works out really, really well. Now this time around, oh, almost gets in for the scout. Doesn't quite make it. This time around, I think we'll be seeing a lot more aggression, because there is there is a tank in production. We have a tank in production. Think we have a tank in production. We have Liberator in production. 2 more barracks being added, but I think Vindicta might just try to hit a timing with 2 tanks and a bunch of marines. Let's see though. Reaper makes it into the main base. Will he get a kill? Go, go boy. Get yourself a kill. He gets 2 kills actually. Might get a 3rd one. Oh yes! Dreams came true for that Reaper. But the Hellion over here is just like, I'm in the red. I don't want anything to do with the Protoss units, and the Stalkers are like, yeah, you better not. And they call their Big Daddy Immortal, and he just slaps the Hellion out of there. Now, apparently Vindicta is not trying to hit any timings. He's just trying to be as safe as possible. But he is still continuing his tank production. This is funny. Funny to me, because Vindicta has been playing super aggressive, and like instead of abusing the fact that he did play super aggressive before, he's just playing pretty defensive now, which is not what you'd expect. Like, he is going for some harassment with the Liberator, but the Liberator alone is not going to deal the damage that Widowmine drop might. So what I wanted to say is, if you are showing your opponent so many super aggressive playstyles, lol, I did not see it form. Okay. Lol, that is still in range? Okay. If you are showing your opponent a lot of aggression with your playstyles, you are usually trying to get your opponent into a defensive position during the whole game. Like, your plan for the series is to just make him be scared of you, and then for the later series you're just busting out some really greedy plays where you go for a really early 3rd CC, or you're going for a really early upgrade timing, something like that. But now he played super defensive. He's hitting a timing now, but he did wait for 4 tanks and concussive shells. But the range upgrade for those colossi is done, and he has 3 colossi. Papi Zhao is in a great position to defend this. If he gets charge, is charge actually done? Yeah, charge is done. He charges right in there. Oh, but all of those tanks were just focused down immediately. There was great micro here by Vindicta. Focusing those colossi with the tanks, and only 1 colossus is alive, and that colossus might just die any second now, because the tanks are moving forward. There are a lot of zealots, yes, but they need to get in first, and that Nexus might just die before they do. Zealots come in, but There's just so much bio and so many tanks that oh my god, the Colossus dies and so does the last hope for Puppy Joe, and Vindicta takes the Alpha Pro Series 198 with a convincing 4-2. Give it up for your champion of the evening. GG, well played to both of you. That was amazing. Now guys, this time for real, last time, head on over to Matcherino, to the Matcherino page to this event. Press on contribute, add this code APS198 and make money appear for those players because they did play their heart out today. And only looking at Vindicta, he just had like 450 APM in every game. This is amazing. This is actually amazing. Now, thank you to all the people working in the background for this. Thank you to Vitamin for organizing this event. Thank you to Sunlily, who always appears in chat, cheers for our players, and makes our amazing overlays. And thank you for Sushi for making this all possible. Everybody, I'll see you next time. Have a nice evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are. See you around. Bye bye, your Black One.